and welcome to this next session, which is a success story all the way from New York. So welcome to our Stockholm studio, Maris and Tay.
Hi.
Hi. How are you guys today?
Fabulous. It's a beautiful day in New York City.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Beautiful colors, I assume.
Beautiful colors.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so I want you to introduce yourself a little bit, Maris. Why don't we start with you? Tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Maris Blumstein. I have been a real estate broker in New York City since 1991, so that's a very long time. And I sell every kind of real estate, studio apartments to mansions in New York City. And I have a large team that works with me. Mm-hmm. And we really enjoy real estate and we love New York City.
That sounds perfect. And what about you, Tay? Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm Tay Tawani. I work with the Corcoran Group, and I specialize in townhouses in New York. All across the board, I do townhouses, and that's my expertise. And I've been in the business for about 7 years, and I love every bit of it. I should have gotten when Maris got in.
Yeah.
So you both love your jobs. Would you say that that's a factor in your success?
Definitely.
Yes, it plays a big part. Big part. You have to love what you do.
So Maris, what you're here to tell us about is your success. Could you tell us why you are such a successful broker?
New York City is a very interesting real estate market, quite different, I feel, from your market. We represent both sellers and buyers. Mm. So we have a very different hats to wear all the time, based on the fact that we have to be very smart about dealing with everyone. We have to listen. We have to be prepared at every minute to have a conversation about business. We have to present ourselves in the marketplace and meet people who are looking for real estate in New York in order to create constant business flow. I love the fact that I cover so many different kinds of real estate so that I never get bored. I mean, I love selling townhouses, as Tay does, but I love selling apartments as well. Mm. And I just adore the fact that my life is based on referrals from when I first came into the business 30 years ago, because I do listen and I hear and I want people to be in homes that move them. After all, real estate is one of your biggest investments. Mm. So I feel that that's part of my success. Listen, hear, and be very authentic and honest.
Mm. And Tay, so you only sell townhouses?
No, I don't only sell townhouses. I do condos and co-ops as well. I specialize in townhouses. Okay. So I go really deep into the aesthetics of the property, the history of the property. That's what draws me to townhouses. That's what makes me specialize in townhouses, because I know so much in depth of what a townhouse is and what it is to the inner workings of a townhouse. So I've done construction, I've done ground up renovation, I've done it all. So I'm able to speak to sellers and buyers about that process. So that's what makes me the expert in townhouses. But I do condos and co-ops as well.
And why do you think you've been so successful?
I think I've been successful because I'm not complacent or even looking at my success as being success. So it's always the next thing, right? There's always something more. There's always more to do, and there's always someone that's doing better than you, right? So if you look at your success and you kind of get complacent and you start feeling real comfortable in your space. So to me, if I have a big win, I celebrate it for a short period of time, and then I'm on to the next. I don't really sit back and say, "Oh, I made it," or "I'm successful." I really just look for that next thing, that next deal. That's the constant. It's a constant chase that keeps you hungry, right? That's where success really comes in at.
And can I ask
it's never
you?
Really been.
Yeah, sorry. Can I ask you both, but start with Maris. Do you think that digital, to some extent, has a role in your success? Like the digital development?
Without question. We can reach so many more people now with the knowledge and the data that allows consumers and sellers to really understand the marketplace we're in and to price their properties properly. They listen to us as brokers and utilize our expertise. The business is just a pleasure that way. And to be able to announce property and to have conversation with people online makes it much more personal than being only on the telephone. Basically.
So you and your team are embracing this new development where digital has a bigger role?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Tay, what about the digital development for you? Has that played a role in your success as well?
Absolutely. So I have IT background, so I'm very familiar with computers and technology and how it all comes together and makes life easier for yourself. So I use every single channel from Google to Facebook to Instagram, YouTube, everything across the board, LinkedIn. I'm on all those channels. I think it's very important for someone to be on social media because it's like having your own commercial, right? So if you're constantly out there and people are seeing your face, they're familiar with what you do and that you're the best at it. So, it's like being on CNBC or CNN on a commercial, right? Millions of people are seeing you. And that's the same thing when it comes to social media. People are looking at YouTube. People are constantly looking at their phones 75 times a day. So if they're constantly seeing your face pop up and you're constantly sending a message on a daily basis, then when they're ready to sell or when they're ready to buy, they know who to contact. So it's almost like this thing about having a commercial at Super Bowl, right? So everybody's watching, the world is watching. And as much as you're on social media, the more people start to watch what you're doing.
It sounds like you're both working very, very hard. Is that one of the factors as well?
Without question. I insist for myself and my team that we respond to every phone call within 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So you really need to be available and you have to be ready to think in a very quick and intelligent way in order to keep the business going and keep your eye on the prize, which is getting to a closing table for your clients, for them to be able to get the home that they're interested in living in.
That sounds like a great advice to other agents, but do you have any other advice, Maris, that you would like to share?
I'm telling you, everything is about listening and reacting smartly and not taking this business personally, because real estate is the kind of business that can make you the most insecure person in the world. Because if somebody says no, who said yes yesterday, it's like, did I do something? But it's not you. It's what you're doing. It's your ability to really focus in on what people are saying and really hear them. This is not where you can pick up the phone and do 12 things at one time.
No.
If you're on the phone, if you're with someone, all the social media in the world has to put itself on the side so that you can actually really be with that person and hear what they have to say and know that some of the things they believe are not actually going to come to fruition or don't actually mean what they think it does. And so you have to hear what they're saying in order to put them in the right place that they haven't even considered.
And Tay, what would you, what kind of advice would you want to share with other agents?
Well, I definitely agree with Maris. There's no there's no way around hard work. You definitely got to put in the hard work, and we're in the people business. So constantly listening to what people have to say and understanding where they're coming from and what their future plans are is key. So for me, I think also I would tell new agents to try to get as much attention as possible. You know, because if people don't know your face, people don't know what you do, or if you were in a previous profession and you switched over to real estate, no one's going to really know right off the bat what you do. So it's a constant reminder. We're constantly reminding people what we do and we're the person to contact when they're ready to sell or buy.
Well, I would like to thank both of you so much. I'm sure you're a true inspiration for agents, and nonetheless, because you work in such a huge market, and you know every Swede loves New York, so it's all very fascinating. So thank you so much for sharing these insights with us.